Welcome back to Kleppers Corner Weekly Wrap-Up, the show where we take the week's chaos, put it in a blender, and pour it out in a tall glass of what the hell just happened. It's mid-August, the dog days of summer, which is fitting because American politics right now is basically one long episode of pit bulls and parolees. This week, we had Trump chauffeuring Vladimir Putin around Alaska like they were starring in Dumb and Dumber Nuclear Edition. The EPA tried to argue that carbon dioxide is just plant food. Tariffs made Walmart prices look like Whole Foods prices. A hurricane grew so fast it basically went through puberty in 3 days. Science actually delivered some good news. Baseball finally admitted women exist. And a 3-million-year-old skeleton named Lucy hit the road for her European tour. Opening for the Rolling Stones, obviously. Let's break it down. Segment 1, Anchorage Accord or Anchorage Awkward. Trump and Putin met in Anchorage, Alaska, which is perfect symbolism because if you're trying to convince the world that territorial integrity matters, why not hold the summit in land America literally bought from Russia for pocket change? Alaska, proof that borders are negotiable if you've got $7.2 million in a pen. The summit was billed as a peace talk, but it felt more like a reality show crossover. The Apprentice meets KGB the musical. Putin demanded control of a Ukrainian province in exchange for freezing the war. That's not a peace deal, that's extortion with better lighting. Trump called the meeting very productive, which in Trump world means nobody got indicted today and the catering came on time. Putin got the optics he wanted, a red carpet, a limo ride with Trump, and a U.S. warplane flyover. I'm shocked they didn't end the night sharing a milkshake with 2 straws. Meanwhile, Ukraine wasn't even in the room. That's like holding marriage counseling with just the husband and his golf buddy. Zelensky found out afterward and basically said, dead decisions won't work. Translation, don't let the drunk uncle plan the wedding. And the kicker, the summit was in Alaska, a place Russia once owned. Some analysts called that horrendous symbolism, but honestly, it's peak Trump. You want your empire back? Let's meet at the pawn shop where we sold it. Segment 2. EPA, environmental protection abandoned. Back home, the Trump administration took a sledgehammer to climate policy. The EPA announced plans to repeal the 2009 endangerment finding. That's the legal foundation that says greenhouse gases are harmful. Without it, regulating carbon is like trying to play baseball without bases. You can run around all you want, but technically you're just some guy jogging in circles. Administrator Lee Zeldin argued carbon doesn't contribute significantly to global warming. That's like saying bullets don't contribute significantly to gunshot wounds. Here's the genius move. Instead of dismantling regulations one by one, they're going after the entire foundation. It's like not just canceling Friends, but erasing NBC so the show could never have existed in the first place. Future administrations would have to rebuild the science from scratch while the fossil fuel industry dances around the bonfire. And the timing is priceless. Kids are choking on wildfire smoke, hurricanes are battering coastlines, Europe is hotter than a Guy Fieri restaurant, and the EPA is saying, actually, carbon's fine, it's freedom air. To top it off, Trump sent federal troops into D.C., complete with National Guard backup. He's basically playing SimCity with live ammo. Meanwhile, in California, federal agents staged an immigration raid outside a Governor Newsom event, like the political equivalent of photobombing. And in North Carolina, they froze funds for a 118-year-old black-owned bank. Because nothing says America first like bankrupting century-old community institutions. Segment 3, tariffs and tantrums. Now let's talk money, though calling it money is generous. Inflation is spiking. Wholesale prices just had their biggest jump in 3 years, and businesses are cutting back like it's Lent. Why? Tariffs. Trump's using tariffs as his one-size-fits-all solution. It's his duct tape, except instead of fixing leaks, it makes everything stickier and more expensive. China got a 90-day pause on tariffs. India got slapped with a 25% tariff because they're still buying oil from Russia. That's like charging your roommate extra rent because you caught them shopping at Target instead of Walmart. Small businesses are in limbo. Job openings they can't fill are at a 4-year low. 52% of owners say tariffs are hurting them. The other 48% are too busy explaining to customers why a box of cereal now costs $14.95 and comes with a payment plan. And internationally, everyone's confused. The UK managed a tiny 0.3% growth, which they celebrated like they won the lottery. Meanwhile, American exports to the UK are at a 3-year low. That's like celebrating that you gained 2 pounds right after your house burned down. Segment 4. Hurricane Erin, nature's Category 5 middle finger. Then Mother Nature said, "Oh, you don't think greenhouse gases are dangerous? Watch this." Hurricane Erin went from a tropical storm to a Category 5 beast faster than a frat boy goes from "I've only had 2 beers" to "I love you, man." Erin hit 157 miles per hour winds. That's so fast it could launch your Prius into low orbit. The storm flooded Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and now the East Coast is bracing for waves big enough to turn Cape Cod into Cape Gone. And it's not just Erin. The Midwest is drowning, Tennessee saw deadly flooding, and 47 wildfires are torching the Rockies. Europe, melting. Spain hit 109 degrees. France put half its departments on heat alert. Portugal basically told its citizens, "Congrats, you're now a rotisserie chicken." This isn't weather. It's climate saying, "You didn't listen when I sent Greta Thunberg. You didn't listen when I sent Al Gore. Fine, I'll send a hurricane named Erin." Segment 5. Science actually shows up. Amid the chaos, science showed up like the responsible friend at the party. Researchers in Sweden and Finland created a new quantum material that stabilizes qubits using magnetism. Translation: quantum computers might finally stop being allergic to reality. Right now, quantum computers are like soufflés, delicate, unstable, and ruined if you slam the oven door. This breakthrough makes them more like lasagna, solid, reliable, and deliciously nerdy. Then medicine one-upped them. A new cancer drug injected into a single tumor trained the immune system to wipe out tumors across the body. That's right, scientists found a way to turn your immune system into a bouncer that not only throws out one drunk guy, but also hunts down all his drunk friends hiding in the bathroom. 2 patients even went into complete remission, which means science is actually giving us something useful. Meanwhile, Congress is still debating if climate change is real. Segment 6. Cultural milestones, balls, strikes, and bones. Baseball finally joined the 21st century when Jen Powell became the first woman to umpire a regular season MLB game. She called pitches with 93% accuracy. 93%! That's higher than most Supreme Court approval ratings. Fans gave her a standing ovation, her cap went straight to Cooperstown, and MLB acted like they just invented feminism. Meanwhile, women have been umpiring in softball for decades. It's like men finally discovering Spanx and acting like they invented compression. And then there's Lucy, the 3.2 million-year-old hominin fossil, heading to Europe for her first ever exhibition. Lucy is basically the Beyoncé of anthropology. Iconic, timeless, and a reminder that walking upright was humanity's first real glow-up. Europeans will get to see her in Prague. Meanwhile, Americans are still arguing about whether evolution is real. Spoiler, it is. You're literally watching it every time Florida man makes the news. In conclusion. So that was the week. Trump and Putin turned Alaska into a geopolitical theater. The EPA declared carbon dioxide is harmless, while a Category 5 hurricane said otherwise. Tariffs made small businesses sweat harder than tourists in Spain. Science gave us quantum computers and cancer cures. Baseball let women call balls, and Lucy hit the road on her greatest hits tour. What did we learn? That optics matter more than outcomes. Hurricanes don't care about politics. Tariffs make groceries a luxury. And sometimes, just sometimes, science actually makes the future look brighter. This has been Kleppers Corner Weekly Wrap-Up. I'll see you next week, assuming we're not underwater, on fire, or paying $30 for eggs.